What's up, people? How's it going? I hope everything is going well for you guys. Sorry about not making a video a couple days ago or yesterday. Yeah, lots been going on. Basically, just got back from a trip, and before that, yesterday was just really busy getting back from the whole trip and wedding and thing that I went to. Plus, I was also very hungover Sunday, so yeah, that's why I didn't make a video. I mean, I did make a video, but it's not that great. I don't think it is anyway, but you can go check it out if you want to. It is on the channel. Also, if you want more details on the trip and everything, you can go and listen to a podcast that I have going on right now. It's called Eric Griffin's Podcast, but it's not. The name's going to change probably. Or you can just go look at my Instagram, get more info on the trip there. So anyways, today I want to talk about basically bottoms and then tops. So, there is a science behind happiness and the chemicals that go on in your brain. And basically, it's like everyone has a level of happiness that they reset to. So it's like a level of fulfillment, a level of happiness, a level of whatever you want to call it, that they seem like they always will eventually level out and get there. Some people's levels are different, but everyone has one level. And so one thing that can happen is, one thing that's great is that when you're having a super depressing day and you're so down and you're wondering what on earth am I even here for and all this other crap, that is one of those really downhill low moments, okay? You have to always remember that you're going to bounce back and there's going to be something that's going to reset you back to your happiness level where you're at. So, and of course, the thing is that if you let depression and let all that stuff keep you down, then your happiness level average is going to drop and it's just going to eventually not recover. So you want to, it will recover, but yeah, there's a whole science behind that. You can go check that out. Just Google science behind happiness or whatever, and you'll see what I mean. But one of my biggest things that I want to address is basically success and reaching goals. And reaching goals and having success and everything are awesome and amazing. You want to do that, but at the same time, you don't want to rewire your brain to basically be addicted to reaching goals and link it to happiness, like linking money or linking whatever goal it is to your happiness. That should not be what it's linked to, because what happens is every time you reach a goal, you now have a spike of happiness and you're so happy. I just reached my goal. This is amazing. This is awesome. But say that you haven't reached your goal yet, or you're failing at reaching your goal, your happiness now is going to be down and it's terrible. And then there's this thing called thankfulness and just being thankful for where you are. And that is a thing where it's like, okay, you can be thankful for where you are, but at the same time, you can have goals that you're going towards. So, there's it's being happy, and happiness in general is a topic of just high discussion, because the thing is, when it comes down to it, it really depends on the person, depends on you, depends on the way I perceive happiness and what I think is happy. And at the same time, those chemicals that get triggered and make you feel happy and joyful are a combination of that and a combination of your own choices and the way that you think or perceived or came up with whatever conclusion that you've come up with. Okay? So basically what I'm saying is to sum this whole thing up is like, today, choose 3 things that you are happy about, and do not focus on those negative things that are going to just bring you down. Don't focus. If you think that you failed at something, don't focus on that. Don't wallow in it, don't avoid it as far away as you can, because it is a distraction. If you fail, take the time to mourn it off, but don't wallow and continue wallowing it. You want to learn from your failures. You don't want to just shove stuff off and then forget about it. You want to learn from them first and then forget about it and shove it off. And don't let it become your identity. Don't let your failures become 100% who you are and living through your failures. Your failures do make you who you are in some aspects, but that doesn't mean you are going to always fail, because that is simply scientifically proven not true. You are going to succeed at things. You are going to bounce back. You know, it's not going to be always failing, and you need to remember that. When you're failing, or when you feel like you're failing, remember that I'm learning from this. I am going to, this is life. Failing is life, because if we don't fail, how can we learn anything? How can we grow as a person if we don't fail? If we don't fail, how can we become better at something? If we're always succeeding, and if we're always getting everything we've ever wanted, then how is that living? Life is going to be boring. You need to fail sometimes to learn. And that's just the gist of it. That's just the way it is. You know, you try to walk, you're going to fall down, you keep trying, and then eventually you figure out how to balance on your own 2 feet. And it's the same way with anything in e-commerce, anything in business, anything in your life. If you're wanting to succeed at something, keep trying, keep working at it, keep figuring out how to do it, trying new things, learning from your past mistakes, remembering what you did, writing them down, doing something, making an effort, and deciding whether or not it's worth the time that you're putting into this. Because that's another thing that I have personally learned. I know for a fact that something's going to work. I know that if I keep trying, I'm going to figure it out. But you have to ask yourself, how much time am I willing to spend trying to figure this out? How much time am I willing to spend failing and trying again, failing and trying again? How significant is this to me? How important, and how much does this actually have to do with my success and getting to where I want to get to? And that's probably the biggest number one thing that not many people really ask themselves when they start a project, when they start anything new. It's not a matter, they focus so much on the failures and how much they're failing, and not so much on how much time they're investing into the thing. It's the same thing with e-commerce. If you're learning how to make money online, if you're learning some new skill to add, to be able to make you more successful, you need to think about the time that you've been already invested. And if you haven't gotten started yet, you need to think about, okay, how much time am I willing to invest in this? Am I willing to invest 1 year, 2 years to learn this and to fail? You need to figure that out, and you need to ask yourself that. And you need to welcome failure, because failure is going to always happen whenever you're starting something new. It's gonna make mistakes, you're gonna stumble, and you're gonna learn, hopefully, along the way. Because if you do not learn, then that is legitimately a failure. You see, failure is basically without nothing. A result that doesn't happen. It's something that is supposed to happen, but it doesn't, and so it fails. Okay? And so the way you should look at things when it doesn't happen the way you want it to, but it happened this other way, just think of that as a plan B success. That is plan B. As long as you learn from it, as long as you can figure out what went wrong and how you won't do it again, then that is a different kind of success, but it is success either way, and you are moving forward. You're not standing still, but you're moving forward on the road to getting to where you want to go. Okay? So today, tomorrow, whatever it is, when you're watching videos on YouTube, when you're, trying to learn stuff, think about, I am focused, I'm going to learn from this, but I know I'm going to fail, and I'm okay with that. You should be. Okay? And then when you reach those levels of success, happiness, all that stuff, because it seems like we can go down the hole of depression very, very easily, and disappointment when we fail. But we need to flip it and say, no, I'm not failing. I am succeeding at learning what I failed at. Okay? And I'm not going to do it again. Yeah, it sucks that I didn't get the exact result that I wanted, but I think I know how to get it again, and I'm going to keep trying until I do. And you need to ask yourself, how many times am I going to keep trying? And just think about that. Okay? So that is today's video. Keep trying, keep working at it, don't give up, and turn your failures into successes. Just learn from them. Make sure you know that you've learned from them, and just keep working at it. And if it's something like I want to learn how to fly, or something that's basically never been done before, then flying mean like a human body, just like Superman. If that's what you're trying to learn, think long and hard. Do you want to be the first person to invent that? That's what I mean by time. You want to think about, how much time am I willing to put into learning something new or figuring something out, and this is the time frame that I want to have this done and work towards that. So I know that I've started doing that in a lot of projects. 3 years ago, I used to just go gun-ho in every single idea and project idea that I could think of. And I ended up failing at so many of them, but the one thing that I learned was, when I think of an idea or a project or something that would be a really good business, I need to write it down, describe the idea, and put it in my idea journal, which I have like a whole giant list of ideas now for like all different things, games, books, different companies, different brands, all different ideas for varying all different types of e-commerce. And but I never actually pursued them because I'm focusing on doing something else right now. And so that's the thing. You can't keep going like this, like whoo, phew, phew, off in all these different directions. You have to put in the time. You have to just focus to get something successful. You can't just expect it to happen overnight and then you can go off and do this other idea. You have to stay true to one thing, and then if that doesn't work out, move on to something else. Okay? So that's my little tidbits of knowledge for today. Yep, and we're back with the videos, hopefully. I can rip some out for you. And yeah. Oh, yeah, so feel free to follow me on Instagram if you want any more personal posts, like about what's going on and stuff. I do some live streams over there sometimes. I do have my little Eric Griffin podcast. We're on our 4th episode. They're about 30 to 40 minutes long. My wife actually accompanies me. That's it. on those, and we kind of talk it out and stuff. And they're pretty interesting, pretty fun. They can be kind of boring, but they are, they're just stuff that you listen to in the background, just like this video. I hope, if you haven't clicked away yet. So, anyways, have a great one, guys. Have a lovely day, and wish you all the best. I will see you in the next video.